Welcome back to The Explainer. I am so absolutely thrilled to have you here today because, well, we're tackling a paradox that stares every single one of us in the face every day. Just look around. Every day, millions upon millions of people wake up early, they work incredibly hard, they earn a steady paycheck, and yet they still completely struggle to build any real, lasting wealth. It's incredibly frustrating, isn't it? You put in the hours, you do what you're told, but the needle just doesn't seem to move.
So we really have to ask ourselves, why? I mean, is it just terrible luck? Is it the macroeconomic state of the world? Or is there something hiding right in plain sight that almost nobody notices? Today, we are going to expose exactly why so many people never become rich. We're going to break down the actual mechanics of this phenomenon. And I really need you to stick with me all the way to the end, because that final lesson, it's the missing puzzle piece that connects the whole shebang together, and it might literally rewrite how you view money forever.
Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, the salary trap, breaking the illusion of high income.
Now, most of us are conditioned from day one to believe that earning a higher salary automatically leads to being wealthy. But history and hard data show us that this is a total myth. Notice the stark difference here between income and wealth. These are fundamentally different concepts, yet they get confused literally all the time. Countless high-income earners, we're talking doctors, lawyers, executives, still struggle financially because earning is simply not the same as owning. Income is just what you earn, right? It's the cash flowing in. Wealth, on the other hand, is what you keep, what you grow, and what you actually own.
Financially successful people operate on a completely different paradigm. They don't just focus on earning money. Their primary focus is on building assets that generate value over time. Earning money requires your continuous time and energy. Building assets means creating systems, investing in equities, acquiring real estate, or building a business that actually does the heavy lifting for you. It's a massive shift in perspective. But here's the crazy part. Falling for the salary trap, that's honestly just the first mistake. There's another barrier that quietly keeps millions of people financially stuck.
Let's look at Section 2, the mindset divide, the power of small versus big thinking.
Picture two different people for a second. They're sitting in the same office, doing similar jobs, and earning the exact same salary. On paper, their financial reality is identical, but internally, their dialogue is vastly different. Person A is asking, "How can I survive this month?" It's a highly reactionary short-term question. Person B, however, is asking, "How can I become more valuable over the next 5 years?" That is a proactive, long-term question. Think about how profound that is. The question you ask your brain literally dictates the answers you look for. Person A is looking for a quick fix or maybe a coupon. Person B is out there looking for new skills, new connections, and exponential growth.
Same salary, different questions, different future. I really want that to sink in for a moment. Thinking bigger doesn't magically guarantee success overnight, obviously, but it completely alters the landscape of opportunities you even bother to look for, and the actions you take as a result. It's a powerful realization. But again, this is where most people stop digging. And the biggest, most silent mistake hasn't even been revealed yet.
Moving on to Section 3, the knowledge gap, learning how money actually works.
It's a tragic irony, isn't it? People will spend a decade or more in school, racking up massive debt, spending years of their life learning exactly how to perform a task just to earn a paycheck, but they spend almost zero time learning the mechanics of how money actually works. We have to define what true financial education actually is. It's the actionable knowledge of investing, business, and valuable skills that compound into greater opportunities over time. Notice the specific words being used here. This isn't about getting rich quick. Financial education doesn't create instant wealth that just falls out of the sky. It's about planting seeds. It's about understanding how to make your resources work for you, creating a snowball effect of long-term growth.
And this brilliantly illustrates a distinct three-step mechanism. Step 1, you acquire the knowledge. You learn how investing works, you study business, but that's absolutely not enough. Step 2 is where the magic happens. You take consistent action based on that knowledge. And step 3 is the ultimate result. Those actions compound into massive opportunities. You literally cannot skip a step. To put it as simply as possible, knowledge only becomes powerful when it leads to action. Knowing how to invest is completely useless if you never actually open an account and invest. Knowing how to start a business does nothing if you never launch the thing. We have to cross that bridge from theory to practice. But what stops us from crossing that bridge? Well, we're about to uncover a hidden habit that silently holds countless people back from ever taking that critical action.
This brings us to Section 4, the hidden habit, the silent killer of wealth.
This hidden habit is endless consumption. It's like an invisible thief that sneaks in and steals the absolute most valuable resource you have, your time and your potential. Consider these traps for a second. Hours of endless scrolling on social media, passive watching of content you literally won't even remember tomorrow, constant complaining about your situation. And the ultimate result of all this? Zero proactive creation. Now, I want to be very clear here. Entertainment itself is not the enemy. We all need to unwind, right? The problem begins when the totality of your free time disappears into this black hole and absolutely none of it is spent building your future.
So the question you have to ask yourself at the end of the day isn't how many hours did I relax? The piercing, kind of uncomfortable question is how many hours did you invest in yourself? Because if the answer is consistently zero, well, the math of your future simply isn't going to add up. Shifting your focus from just relaxing to actually investing in your own mind is absolutely crucial. And that perfectly sets the stage for our final and most powerful mindset shift. Finally, Section 5, the 10x shift, making yourself exponentially valuable.
A lot of people really misunderstand the 10x concept. They think it's just about slapping a vision board on your wall and hoping $1 million magically appears. But the true shift requires demanding way more of yourself. Instead of asking the incremental question, how can I earn a little more? Which usually just translates to working longer hours or begging for a tiny raise, you ask the exponential question. How can I become 10 times more valuable? This forces your brain right out of its comfort zone. You stop chasing quick, tiny results and you start looking for massive leverage. Ask yourself, what skills can I learn that make me indispensable? Maybe it's learning to code, mastering high-ticket sales, or building an expansive network that scales your impact.
Now, of course, this doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. Think about this timeline. On day 1, you take a small action. Maybe you read a book or you start an online course. Month 6, you are repeating that consistently. You're actually practicing the skill, building the asset. By year 5, you have achieved remarkable long-term change. Small actions, repeated consistently, compound into exponential value. You literally become a completely different person in the marketplace.
Because ultimately, becoming financially successful isn't about finding one single magic secret. It rests on a combination of foundational pillars. Developing truly valuable skills, actively finding and creating opportunities instead of just sitting around waiting for them to knock, making better decisions because you've improved how you think, and wrapping all of that up in unshakable discipline and consistency. The sooner you improve how you think, the sooner you improve those daily choices.
Which brings us to the ultimate question, where real, tangible change begins. I want you to answer this honestly for yourself. If your current habits stay exactly the same for the next 5 years, will your financial future be different, or will it be exactly the same? Better choices, repeated over time, are the only real path to a better future. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope you take some time to reflect on that question, take some action today, and I'll see you in the next one.